Introduction. You are the frequency. What if I told you that your entire life, your relationships, your health, your income, your emotions, is responding to one thing? Not your effort, not your education, not your intentions, but your vibration. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every breath you take is broadcasting a frequency. And the universe? It's listening. Right now, in this very moment, you're sending out a signal, and life is responding faithfully, precisely to that signal. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's vibration. In the next 2 hours, you're going to discover how this invisible force shapes every corner of your reality, and more importantly, how to take control of it. You'll learn why your dreams sometimes feel just out of reach, why you repeat the same patterns even when you try to change, why some people seem to attract success, love, and peace without effort, while others struggle endlessly. And most of all, you'll learn how to change your frequency so that life begins to respond to you in a completely new way. This isn't theory. These are practices, ancient, proven, transformational. We'll go deep into the lost wisdom of vibrational healing, teachings once guarded by mystics and philosophers like Pythagoras, who understood that everything, from music to math to matter, is energy in motion. You'll be guided through breath work, mantras, sacred geometry, visualizations so powerful they begin shifting your energetic field the moment you engage with them. You'll hear stories of transformation, real people who change their inner vibration and watch their lives align as if by magic. But this isn't about magic. It's about mastery. Mastery over your energy, your thoughts, your emotions, your frequency. Because here's the truth. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are, what you vibrate. And you were never meant to live in fear, lack, or limitation. You were designed to radiate, to heal, to create, to thrive. So if something has fell off in your life, if you felt stuck, lost, overwhelmed, or just disconnected from your true potential, this video is your invitation to return, not to an old version of yourself, but to the real one, the version vibrating in harmony with abundance, peace, and power. So settle in, let go of distraction, put on your headphones, close your eyes if you want to, and take a deep breath. Because from this point forward, you're not watching another video. You're stepping into a transmission, a vibrational recalibration. And by the time we're done, you won't just understand frequency, you'll become it. Chapter 1. The universe is vibration. The ancient mystics weren't guessing when they said, "In the beginning was the Word." They were describing a truth modern science is only beginning to confirm. Everything, from the farthest galaxies to the tiniest cells in your body, is vibrating. Sound, frequency, energy in motion. Even what looks like stillness is humming with life. Quantum physics tells us that beneath the illusion of solidity, there's movement. Atoms aren't static. They pulse, oscillate, resonate. And that means you, too, are not solid. You're vibrating, constantly, consistently, powerfully. Your body is a symphony of frequency. Your brain emits waves. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field that extends several feet beyond you. Your emotions, those feelings you've been taught to suppress or ignore, are vibrational signals, and they're speaking to life itself. You are not separate from the universe. You're not a bystander. You're a participant, a contributor, a living instrument in the great orchestra of creation. This is why affirmations alone don't work unless they carry a vibration. Why effort without alignment exhausts you. Why goals without emotion fall flat. The universe doesn't respond to what you say. It responds to what you vibrate. Let that sink in. When you feel grateful, your frequency changes. When you breathe deeply with intention, your field expands. When you visualize something with emotion, your vibration starts aligning with that reality. This is the law of resonance. Like attracts like, not morally but magnetically. You don't pull abundance toward you with willpower. You match the frequency of abundance, and it comes. You don't heal by forcing your body. You create the inner environment where healing is the natural outcome. Everything responds to vibration, and vibration is the foundation of everything. This is not New Age wishful thinking. It is foundational physics, mysticism, and ancient wisdom converging into one undeniable truth. Change your frequency, and you change your life. Now imagine this with me for a moment. You walk into a room where someone has just had an argument. No one says a word, but you can feel it. The tension, the heaviness, the dissonance. That's vibration. Now imagine you meet someone radiating joy. They're calm, present, open. You feel lighter just being near them. That's also vibration. You're sensing the field, the energetic blueprint that each person carries. And just like them, you're broadcasting your own signal all the time, whether you're aware of it or not. You're speaking to the universe with every thought, every feeling, every breath. The question is, what are you broadcasting? Is your frequency tuned to fear or to trust, to scarcity or to abundance, to doubt or to knowing? The good news is your signal isn't fixed. You can change it. And when you do, life responds accordingly. Let's go deeper. Think of a radio. When you're on the wrong station, you hear static, confusion, noise, interference. But when you tune just right, the signal is clear. The music flows. Your life works the same way. When your thoughts, emotions, body, and breath are in harmony, you become a clear signal. You attract with ease. You feel guided instead of lost. You begin to flow with life instead of fighting it. That is vibrational alignment, and it is the foundation of this entire journey. For the next 2 hours, we'll show you how to tune yourself, not with effort or force, but with awareness, breath, sound, stillness, and sacred intention. You'll learn how to use sound, your own voice, to shift your emotional state. You'll learn how sacred symbols and geometry carry energetic codes that realign your field. You'll learn how visualization, when felt deeply, becomes frequency in motion. And most importantly, you'll begin to remember what your soul already knows. You're not separate from the universe. You are the universe, vibrating in human form. So if the outer world isn't matching what your heart desires, don't chase more. Tune deeper. The signal is within. It always has been. And the moment you begin to broadcast the right frequency, life begins to sing in harmony with you. Let's take a breath together now. Inhale deeply. Hold. Exhale slowly. You've just shifted your vibration. And that shift, as simple as it is, has the power to change everything. In our next chapter, we'll explore how to tune your inner instrument, your body, mind, and heart, like the sacred tool it is, so that your frequency becomes your greatest ally. Chapter 2. You are a sacred instrument. If everything is vibration, and if your life is a reflection of your frequency, then what are you really? You're not just flesh and bone. You're not just a brain and a body trying to think your way to happiness. You are an instrument, finely crafted, deeply intuitive, exquisitely sensitive. And your entire life depends on how well you are tuned. The mind is not separate from the body. The body is not separate from the heart. And none of it is separate from spirit. These parts of you are like strings on a harp, each one resonating with its own tone, yet all part of the same instrument. And when one is out of tune, the whole song suffers. When your thoughts are cluttered with fear, your emotions become heavy. When your body is tight, stressed, neglected, your energy becomes blocked. And when you ignore your spirit, that deep inner knowing, you feel disconnected from life itself. But when all three are aligned, mind, body, and spirit, you become a clear channel, a resonant force, a vessel for creation. This is not poetic fluff. This is vibrational truth. Your thoughts generate frequency. Your breath moves energy. Your posture changes your electromagnetic field. Your emotions amplify your signal. Your presence, yes, even when silent, affects the room around you. Have you noticed how some people can walk into a space and instantly lift the energy? They don't even need to speak. It's the vibration they carry. That's what you are here to remember. That you don't need to push life forward. You need only to resonate with what you desire. Let's bring this into your body for a moment. Right now, scan yourself. Feel your breath. Feel your chest, your shoulders, your belly. Is there tightness, stillness, movement? That's your current frequency. Now, take a deep breath in and slowly let it go. Again, inhale, hold, exhale with sound. Maybe a gentle sigh or even a hum. You just shifted your vibration. It doesn't take hours of meditation. It doesn't require a retreat or a guru. It just takes presence. It takes choice. The ancient mystics understood this. Every morning before they spoke, before they acted, they attuned themselves. They sat in stillness, listened to their inner field, and adjusted their vibration like a musician tuning an instrument. They didn't ask, "What I need to do today?" They asked, "What frequency am I bringing into this day?" Because they knew the vibration comes before the outcome. The energy creates the experience, and you can do the same. You can learn to start each day not with urgency, but with alignment. Before checking your phone, before letting the world in, breathe, feel, listen, then speak, then move, then act. Because when your vibration leads, life follows. And when you honor your body as a sacred instrument, you eat with intention, you move with gratitude, you rest without guilt, you breathe like every inhale is a prayer and every exhale is a song. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. Some days you'll feel like a grand symphony. Other days, maybe just a single note. But when that note is true, when it's felt, it moves mountains. Let's try something now. Place your hand on your heart. Close your eyes if you'd like, and gently hum just a simple vibration. Let the sound move through your chest. Let it resonate through your bones. Let it fill the spaces within you that have been quiet for too long. This is not just sound. It is tuning. It is remembering. The more you do this, the more you hum, breathe, speak, and live with conscious vibration, the more you return to your natural rhythm. And your natural rhythm is not stress. It is not fear. It is not lack. Your true frequency is harmony. It is ease. It is clarity. It is connection. So the next time you feel out of balance, don't ask what's wrong. Ask instead, where am I out of tune? And what can I do right now to return? A breath, a sound, a movement, a word. That's all it takes to begin. Because you're not broken. You're simply waiting to be tuned. In the next chapter, we'll explore how intention becomes the master key, the energy behind the energy that determines the quality of your vibration and how it shapes the music of your life. Chapter 3, The Power of Intention. Not all energy is equal. Two people can say the same words, do the same things, even follow the same practices, and yet create completely different outcomes. Why? Because the universe doesn't respond to actions alone. It responds to intention. Intention is the invisible force behind everything you do. It is the frequency that gives shape to your vibration, the why behind your words, the energy behind your effort, and that energy speaks louder than anything else. You felt this before. A compliment that didn't feel sincere. A gift that came with an unspoken obligation. A person smiling while secretly resenting you. Words don't matter when the intention is off. The vibration tells the truth. But the reverse is also true. Sometimes a single look, a gentle touch, a breath filled with compassion says more than 1,000 words. Because when the intention is pure, the vibration is undeniable. An intention is not just for others. It's for you. What is the energy behind how you speak to yourself? Behind how you eat, move, breathe? Do you wake up in the morning already running from lack? Or rising into purpose? Do you meditate out of guilt or from a place of sacred devotion? Do you chase your goals because you think you're not enough? Or because you know you are overflowing and meant to expand? Your body knows the difference. Your soul knows the difference. And the universe always responds accordingly. This is why rituals, mantras, visualizations, they only work when they're infused with authentic intention. A hollow affirmation is just noise. But a few sincere words, felt deeply and spoken from the heart, can shift your entire vibration. Let's try something now. Something simple but profound. Take a deep breath. Place one hand on your chest and whisper inwardly, "I am here with love." Pause. Feel the meaning of that. Not just the words, but the energy they carry. Let's say it again, this time out loud, softly. "I am here with love." Do you feel the difference? That is vibration infused with intention. Now imagine infusing your entire day with that level of presence. Imagine every conversation carrying the energy of compassion. Every task, even the mundane ones, offered as a devotion to life itself. Every breath, a reminder that your being matters. You see, intention is not just about big decisions. It's about the small, invisible moments. It's not what you do once in a while. It's what you're broadcasting all the time. Even your thoughts carry intention. When you catch yourself in self-criticism, ask, what am I intending right now? Am I anchoring in shame or returning to self-trust? Because what you repeatedly think, feel, and focus on becomes your dominant vibration, and that becomes your life. This is the principle behind what the ancients called vibrational alignment. It's not a trick. It's a state of being where your intentions, actions, and energy are working together. Aligned intention creates resonance, and resonance creates results. It's the difference between rowing against the current and stepping into the river with the flow at your back. So here's a practice you can begin right now. Simple, powerful, and transformative. Before you do anything today, pause and ask, what vibration am I bringing into this? Before a conversation, before a task, before checking your phone, before responding to a challenge. Just that moment of awareness, that sacred pause, can recalibrate your entire experience. You become the master of your field, not a victim of circumstance. You become the conductor of your own inner music, not a chaotic noise reacting to everything around you. So as you move through this journey of vibrational mastery, remember, intention is the frequency setter. It is the brushstroke behind the painting, the note before the melody, the invisible current shaping everything you touch. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do everything right. You only have to become intentional in your presence, in your energy, in your breath, in your being. Because when your intention is clear, your vibration becomes coherent. And a coherent vibration, it calls life in a harmony, faster than you could ever imagine. In the next chapter, we'll begin to work with the symbols and numbers that carry their own vibrational codes. Tools used by ancient cultures to anchor frequency, focus energy, and align with the creative intelligence of the universe. Chapter 4, The Language of Symbols and Numbers. Some truths are so deep, so eternal. They cannot be spoken in words. They must be drawn, felt, lived. That's why the ancients turned to symbols and numbers, not as decoration, not as superstition, but as tools, gateways, codes of vibration embedded into the very fabric of the universe. Because just like sound, just like breath, form itself is frequency. Let that settle for a moment. Every shape, every number, emits a vibration. The triangle, the spiral, the circle, each one is a blueprint of resonance, a reflection of the geometry behind creation itself. This is sacred geometry, not a metaphor, but a vibrational architecture. It's why flowers bloom in spirals, why seashells grow in the golden ratio, why galaxies swirl in Fibonacci patterns. This is not random beauty. It is encoded harmony, an expression of universal intelligence vibrating into form. And when you meditate on these shapes, when you visualize them with intention, when you breathe with them, chant with them, feel them pulsing in your energy field, you are not imagining, you are aligning. You are tuning into the language the universe has always spoken. Let's begin with the triangle. 3 points, 3 sides, 3 vibrations in perfect balance. In sacred traditions, the triangle represents the trinity of being: mind, body, spirit, or thought, emotion, action. It's a symbol of alignment, where no part of you is pulling against another, where your vibration becomes stable, clear, complete. Close your eyes for a moment. Visualize a glowing triangle of light in the center of your chest. Let one point represent your mind, focused and open. Another point your body, strong and alive. The third point your spirit, wise and eternal. Feel them connect. Feel the triangle spin slowly. Breathe into it. That is not fantasy. That is vibrational harmonization. Now the spiral. It is the symbol of evolution, expansion, and life's infinite unfolding. From galaxies to snail shells to the way energy moves through the chakras. The spiral is the path of natural growth. When you visualize a spiral rising up through your spine, you activate the blueprint of awakening. You move energy upward. You reconnect with your own expansion. The spiral teaches you growth is not linear. It circles back. It deepens, but always it rises. And finally, the circle. No beginning, no end, only unity, wholeness, perfection. The circle reminds us that life is not a ladder, but a cycle, that all things are connected, and that what you send out returns. Visualize a circle of golden light around your body. See it pulsing gently like a living membrane. This is your energetic boundary, your sacred space. When you anchor your energy with this kind of intentional geometry, you're no longer scattered. You are whole. Now, let's speak of numbers. To the ancient Pythagoreans, numbers were not tools for calculation. They were living beings, vibrational forces. The number 1, unity, source, the seed of all. The number 2, duality, contrast, choice. The number 3, creation, expression, manifestation. The number 6, harmony, beauty, the heart. The number 9, completion, mastery, spiritual integration. When you breathe in counts of 3, 6, or 9, when you chant a mantra 3 times, or set an intention with those sacred numbers, you're synchronizing with cosmic rhythms. This isn't numerology. This is resonance. It's why Tesla said, if you only knew the magnificence of 3, 6, and 9, you would have the key to the universe. And he meant it quite literally. You see, sound, shape, and number are all different expressions of the same truth. Vibration creates reality. So when you combine these tools, a mantra repeated 3 times, a breath counted to 6, a visualization anchored in a triangle or spiral or circle, you're not just being spiritual. You're practicing vibrational engineering. You are becoming a conscious composer of your frequency field, a sacred architect of your inner temple. And the more you practice, the more naturally you'll feel these frequencies moving through you. They'll rise in your voice. They'll guide your choices. They'll shift the people and opportunities drawn into your life. Because life doesn't respond to force. It responds to form. And when your inner form is resonant, the outer world must match it. In the next chapter, we'll take this further, learning how to integrate ritual into your daily life. Not as rigid routines, but as living ceremonies that keep your field aligned with the sacred frequency of your highest self. Chapter 5. Rituals for remembering your inner music. You don't need a temple to experience the sacred. You don't need a guru, a retreat, or a spiritual awakening in the mountains. What you need is rhythm. What you need is presence. What you need is ritual, because your entire life, every moment, every action, every breath, can become a ceremony of alignment. The ancients knew this. They didn't just practice spirituality. They lived it, moment by moment, breath by breath. They began their days not with to-do lists, but with tuning. Not with pressure, but with presence. Because they understood something we've forgotten. Your vibration doesn't begin when you meditate. It begins the moment you open your eyes. So what is the very first thing you do each morning? Do you reach for your phone? Scroll through news? Dive into messages and expectations? Or do you pause, place a hand on your heart, and remember who you are? This is ritual, not something added to your day, but something woven into it. Let's start small. Morning ritual, tuning before action. As you wake, before the outside world enters. Sit up slowly, breathe deeply. In for a count of 6, hold for 3, out for 9. Place both hands over your chest. Whisper a mantra of your choosing. I walk today as light. I am tuned to harmony. Everything I need flows through me. Say it 3 times, not just with your voice, but with your full presence. Then visualize a golden spiral of energy rising from the base of your spine, curling upward through your heart, your throat, your mind. See it expanding like a song, moving outward into your day. This takes less than 5 minutes, but the effect lasts for hours. You're no longer entering the day on autopilot. You are entering with vibrational authority. Now let's look at another simple but powerful moment. Eating as ritual. Food is not just fuel, it's frequency. The way you eat matters just as much as what you eat. Before your next meal, try this. Pause. Look at your food. Breathe once deeply. Say softly, "May this nourish me on every level." Eat slowly. Chew with awareness. Let your body feel safe, seen, honored. This too is ritual, and your body will respond. Next, movement. Movement as ceremony. You don't need a full yoga practice to move consciously. Even a simple stretch, done with intention, becomes powerful. Let your movements be guided by breath. Inhale as you reach. Exhale as you return. Visualize each stretch releasing old energy, inviting in the new. You're not exercising. You're activating your instrument. Let's not forget moments of stress, because life will still bring them. The return to center, ritual. When conflict arises or tension builds, pause. Place your hand on your solar plexus. Just one long note. Let it vibrate through your body. Then ask yourself, what frequency do I want to embody right now? You are reclaiming your field, realigning your tone, returning to yourself. And finally, evening ritual, the realignment. As the day ends, sit quietly for 3 minutes. Review your day through the lens of vibration. Ask, where did I sing my true song? Where did I slip into dissonance? What do I want to bring into tomorrow? Then say, out loud if possible, I bless it all. I forgive it all. I release it all. Let your body exhale. Let your heart soften. Let the music of sleep begin with clarity, not chaos. These are not habits. These are acts of remembrance. You are not just doing something spiritual. You are living as a spiritual being, a vibrational force, a conscious composer. And the more consistent you are, the stronger your field becomes. What feels subtle at first becomes powerful. What feels gentle becomes unshakable. Your energy begins to lead, and the world quietly starts to follow. Because life recognizes coherence. It responds to clarity. It reflects frequency. So don't wait for the perfect moment to change your life. Change the rhythm. Change the tone. Change the song. And do it now, not by forcing anything, but by remembering your inner music. In our next chapter, you'll hear the first of several real-life stories, living examples of how people, just like you, remembered their own vibration and watched their entire world transform. These are not stories of mystics or saints. They're stories of ordinary souls who dare to retune. Chapter 6, Stories of Vibrational Transformation. Theory opens the mind, but story opens the soul. Because when you see the principles of vibration alive in someone else, you begin to recognize what's possible for you. These are not legends, not myths. These are reflections of your own journey, told in the voices of others who dared to tune themselves and let life respond in kind. Elias, the man who changed his song. Elias was a quiet man, a gardener, the kind of person life rarely noticed and who rarely asked it to. He lived in a small house with a modest income and an invisible belief etched into his bones. Abundance is not for people like me. Every time an opportunity knocked, he closed the door gently, not out of fear, but out of certainty that he was not enough. Until one morning, he sat alone in his garden before sunrise and asked, not the world, but himself, what if it's not life that needs to change? What if it's a song I'm singing to life? So he began humming. That's all. Just a simple note, each morning before touching the soil. A tone that felt like hope, held in his chest, echoed into the quiet. He didn't ask for more. He became more. And slowly, the world responded. His crops flourished beyond anything he'd seen. Neighbors came, not just for his vegetables, but for his peace. Someone offered a partnership, then another. Within a year, Elias had a business, a community, a life that blossomed with the same care he once gave only to the earth. When asked what changed, he smiled and said, I didn't fight for abundance. I just stopped singing poverty. Amara, the woman who tuned her body. Amara lived with pain, a tightness in her chest, an ache in her joints. Doctors found nothing. Yet she woke every morning feeling like a storm was trapped beneath her skin. She tried everything except silence, until one day, something inside her said, your body is not broken. It's just out of tune. So she began each evening with sound, not music from outside, but the music of her own voice. She sat on the floor, closed her eyes, and hummed softly, letting the vibration move through her ribs, her hips, her bones. She visualized her cells glowing like stars. She whispered to her body like a beloved child, you are safe now. And something began to change. The pain didn't vanish in a flash of light. It softened, then shifted, then slowly dissolved. Amara didn't heal herself in the way the world expected. She remembered the song beneath the suffering, and that was enough. Luca, the artist who found color again. Luca was once a painter, brilliant, bold, fearless with color. But life, with its obligations and wounds, dulled his spirit. He hadn't touched a brush in 3 years, until he heard something Not a voice, but a frequency. A low, pulsing invitation to return. He didn't begin by painting. He began by listening. Each morning, he sat in front of a blank canvas. Not to create, but to tune. He hummed. He breathed with the rhythm of color. He let silence speak to him. And one day, his hand moved. Then again, and again. The art returned, but it was different now. Richer, softer, alive with a frequency that others could feel. People cried in front of his work. They said they felt remembered. Because Luca no longer painted from ego. He painted from vibration. And the world responded. Sophia, the seeker who became stillness. Sophia didn't want fame or riches or even healing. She wanted one thing, peace. But no matter how many books she read, teachers she followed, techniques she learned, peace remained just out of reach until she stopped seeking. Each night, she walked outside, beneath the stars. No music, no practice, just a breath and a hum, a soft sound into the night, a vibration into the silence. And the silence sang back. She realized peace wasn't something to earn. It was something to become. Now, wherever she goes, others feel calmer, not because she teaches, but because she is. These are not fairy tales. They are blueprints, maps, vibrational echoes of what's possible. When we stop trying to fix the outside and begin tuning the inside. In the next chapter, we'll go deeper into the invisible blocks that live within your field, not to fight them, but to dissolve them with frequency, awareness, and choice. Because once you see the songs you've been singing unconsciously, you are free to choose a new melody. And the moment you do, life begins to dance. Chapter 7. Dissolving invisible blocks. Some walls are not made of stone. Some chains are not made of iron. The most powerful blocks in your life are not outside of you. They are within, silent, invisible, and vibrational. They're the frequencies you've carried for so long. You no longer notice them. The low hum of unworthiness in the background. The static of fear that clouds your decisions. The quiet echo of I'm not enough that shapes every step. These are not flaws. They are not punishments. They are programs. Frequencies you inherited, absorbed, or unknowingly created. But here is the truth. Because they are frequencies, they can be changed. You don't need to fix yourself. You need only to retune. Let's begin with awareness. Take a breath, drop into your body, and ask yourself, gently, lovingly, what songs am I still singing without realizing it? What beliefs hum beneath your surface? That love must be earned. That money is hard. That joy is dangerous. That being seen is unsafe. These are not just thoughts. They are tones, and they're calling experiences to match them faithfully. But the moment you see a frequency, you're no longer under its spell. Awareness breaks the trance. Imagine a melody you've heard so many times. You stop noticing it. But one day, you hear it clearly and realize, this song doesn't serve me anymore. You don't need to argue with it. You simply need to stop playing it. How? Through what I call vibrational substitution. It's not about fighting the old frequency. It's about creating a new one. So beautiful, so coherent, so true, that the old simply fades away. Let's do this together. Think of a belief you carry that limits you. Bring it to the surface. Maybe it's, I don't deserve to be fully happy. Now pause. Feel that frequency. Notice where it lives in your body. And now breathe. Place your hand on that part of you and softly whisper, I see you. I hear you. But I no longer live by you. Now choose a new frequency. One that feels true, even if it's unfamiliar. For example, I am worthy of joy that stays. Say it. Feel it. Breathe it. Repeat it 3 times. Slowly, intentionally, with emotion. You are not reciting. You are replacing. This is not just positive thinking. It is vibrational alchemy. Because a thought without feeling is weak. But a thought infused with breath, with presence, with love, becomes a frequency strong enough to reshape your field. And your field shapes your life. There will be moments when the old song returns, when you feel that familiar contraction, that low vibration pulling you back. Don't resist it. Don't shame it. Meet it with presence. This is the second sacred tool, conscious detachment. When fear arises, say, I feel you, but I do not follow you. When scarcity whispers, say, I hear you, but I choose abundance. When old stories scream, say, I see you, but I sing a new song now. This is not denial. This is vibrational leadership. You're taking command of your field. And finally, the third key, anchoring through action. Every time you take a step that aligns with your new frequency, no matter how small, you strengthen it. When you speak your truth, when you say no with love, when you invest in yourself, when you show up differently, you are not just behaving, you're broadcasting. And your broadcast reshapes what comes to meet you. You no longer live as a reaction. You become the resonance. And when your vibration is consistent, the world must respond. So let's take this even deeper. Tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself, what frequency am I ready to release? What frequency am I ready to live? Write it down. Speak aloud. Hum it into your body. Because words fade, but vibration lingers. This is the essence of inner work. Not fixing, not forcing, but retuning. And you, beloved soul, are not broken. You are becoming clear. In our next chapter, we will build daily vibrational rituals, not as duties, but as devotions, so you can hold your frequency steady, even in the chaos of the world. Because mastery is not reaching a peak. It is living in alignment over and over again until your life begins to sing back the melody of who you truly are. Chapter 8, Anchoring the New Frequency. It's one thing to reach a higher vibration, to feel peace in meditation, to experience clarity after a breakthrough, to taste the sweetness of alignment. But it's another thing entirely to hold that frequency when life starts moving again, when the emails come in, when someone misunderstands you, when the old triggers return, when the world forgets your growth and tries to hand you your past. That's when your practice becomes real. That's when anchoring begins. Because the true measure of vibrational mastery is not how high you can rise when things are easy. It's how deeply rooted you remain when things are hard. And here's the secret. Stability is not rigidity. Anchoring doesn't mean resisting change. It means being so attuned to your frequency that you know how to return to it again and again, no matter what the outer world presents. So how do we anchor this new vibration? How do we hold our tone? When the noise of life gets loud, we begin with the most powerful principle. 1. Return is more important than perfection. You will forget. You will fall out of alignment. You will react, fear, close off, judge. It's okay. The question is not, did I stay in perfect vibration all day? The question is, how quickly and lovingly can I return? Each return is a celebration. Each breath back into presence is a triumph. Every time you catch yourself and choose again, you are anchoring. You are laying the foundation of your new life. One conscious moment at a time. Let's try it right now. Close your eyes, breathe in, and whisper, I return to my true tone. Say it again. I return to my true tone. This simple phrase, repeated with sincerity, can bring you back in seconds. Keep it with you. Whisper it when your mind races. Speak it softly when your chest tightens. Use it like a tuning fork, bringing your field back into harmony. 2. Build tiny daily anchors. Don't wait for stress to realign. Build moments into your day that keep your energy clean and coherent. A 3-minute breath ritual before opening your phone. a morning mantra while brushing your teeth, a soft hum in the shower, a visualized spiral rising through your spine before a meeting, a circle of light imagined around you before entering a difficult conversation. These aren't extras. These are energetic stabilizers. They keep your field intact, so you're not leaking power into chaos. And the more you use them, the more natural they become. Soon, you won't be trying to stay aligned. You'll simply be living aligned. 3. Create an anchor word. Choose one word that embodies your highest frequency, one that feels like home to your soul. It could be grace, power, clarity, peace, abundance, freedom, light. Say this word throughout the day. Breathe it into your body. Let it echo in your mind like a sacred sound. In moments of doubt or fear, repeat your anchor word. Let it override the noise. Let it pull you back to your chosen frequency. You are training your nervous system to stabilize in your new vibration. 4. Review your field nightly. Before bed, take just a few minutes to reflect. Where did I stay aligned today? Where did I drift? What helped me hold my tone? What pulled me off course? Celebrate the moments you remembered. Bless the ones you forgot. Forgive, reset, release. Because every day is not a test. It is a tuning, a chance to fine-tune the frequency of your life until it plays like a song without interruption. 5. Trust your signal. When your vibration is stable, you don't need to chase. You don't need to control, prove, or force. You simply emit. You radiate. You call in, and life responds. Opportunities find you. People align with you. Paths open beneath your feet without struggle. This is not coincidence. It's coherence. When your field becomes consistent, the outer world reshapes to match it. You don't have to yell. You just have to resonate. So when something doesn't show up, don't doubt your worth. Just check your tone. Is it clear? Is it congruent? Is it consistent? If not, tune, return, anchor again, because the life you desire already exists on the frequency you were born to live in. And your only task now is to stay there. In the next chapter, we'll explore the natural expansion that occurs when your vibration becomes stable. How your life begins to bloom with new dreams, not from desire or lack, but from overflow. Because once you're rooted in the truth of your frequency, you can rise without fear, without doubt, without limit. Chapter 9, Expansion from Alignment. Once you're anchored, once your vibration becomes stable and familiar, something beautiful begins to happen. You start to expand, not because you're pushing, not because you're chasing, but because you're finally ready to receive. Like a tree that is rooted deep into the earth, you begin to grow upward. Naturally, effortlessly, organically, new dreams begin to emerge. But these are not the dreams born from fear, not the ones driven by ego or lack or insecurity. These are dreams born from resonance, from overflow, from a vibration that is so full, it can't help but express itself outwardly. You begin to create not to fix your life, but to share your frequency. You teach because wisdom is spilling from your heart. You write because insight is dancing in your hands. You move, you serve, you express. Not because you must, but because you can't not. This is expansion from alignment, and it feels different than anything you've known before. There's no anxiety, no pressure, no obsession, just a gentle magnetic pull toward more life, more light, more beauty. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, not to chase another goal, but to follow a deeper rhythm, a creative impulse, a knowing that something wants to be expressed through you. You begin to trust this impulse, not question it, not compare it, just follow it, because you know, if it rises from alignment, it is sacred and it is safe to follow. This is when life becomes art, when your days are not filled with tasks, but with frequencies. Every choice is a brushstroke, every step a dance, Every breath, an invitation to expand. And yes, there will still be fear. Yes, there will still be shadows. But they won't stop you anymore, because now you see them for what they are. Old tones, rising to be released. And you are the composer now. You can hold fear and still sing. You can feel doubt and still move forward, because your center is no longer shaken by passing weather. You are rooted, and from that rootedness, you rise. This is the essence of vibrational expansion. Desires arise from alignment, not emptiness. Action flows from inspiration, not obligation. Growth feels like breathing, not climbing. You no longer grasp. You no longer force. You no longer chase. You attract. You allow. You receive. And what comes to meet you will be worthy of your frequency. You will notice people showing up who feel like mirrors. Opportunities that match your energy precisely. Resources that arrive when you need them. Not before, not late. Conversations that open doors you didn't even know existed. This is not coincidence. This is resonance made visible. And it all begins by holding your tone. Now, let's talk about creative expression. Because one of the first signs of aligned expansion is the return of creativity. You begin to feel ideas bubbling inside you. Not as strategies, but as sensations, as visions, as messages that want to become form. You don't have to force them. You only need to say yes. Write the words. Sing the melody. Paint the color. Speak the truth. Launch the idea. Share the light. Not for outcome, not for validation, but as an act of alignment. Because expression is vibration. And when you express from coherence, you shift the field, yours and everyone else's. You become a tuning fork for the people around you. You uplift simply by being yourself. You expand not as an escape, but as a gift. And you stop asking, am I allowed to dream this big? Because you understand, if it came through you, it is meant for you. You stop asking, am I worthy? Because your very vibration has become the answer. And you stop asking, will this last? Because you've built it from the only place where anything truly lasts. Alignment. So ask yourself now, what wants to expand through me? What new tone is ready to rise in my song? What vision has been waiting patiently for me to feel ready? You don't need to map it all. You only need to say, yes, I'm ready to rise. And the vibration will carry you. In the next chapter, we will explore how to live this expansion not as a private gift, but as a vibrational offering to the world. Because your frequency doesn't end with you. It ripples outward, touching hearts, shifting spaces, and inspiring others to awaken to their own inner music. You're not expanding just for yourself. You're expanding for all of us. Chapter 10. Your frequency is a gift to the world. What if I told you that every time you align your vibration, the world changes? Not in a metaphorical sense, but in real, measurable, energetic ways. Every thought you shift from fear to love. Every breath you take with presence. Every moment you choose peace instead of panic. You emit a signal, and that signal travels. It touches the people around you. It shapes the energy in a room. It influences what others feel, think, and choose, even if they don't realize it. You are not invisible. Your frequency is always in motion, and it matters. The healing you've done on yourself ripples into places your hands may never reach. Your presence is a tuning fork. Your joy is medicine. Your stillness is a sanctuary. Even when you say nothing, you're broadcasting. And this is why your expansion is never selfish. Your peace is not a luxury. Your alignment is not a private indulgence. It is an offering. It is a gift. You uplift the field for everyone around you. Think of the last time you were in the presence of someone truly grounded, truly kind, truly at ease. You felt it, didn't you? Maybe they didn't speak much. Maybe they didn't have the answers. but you left that moment feeling clearer, more hopeful, more connected. That is the power of embodied frequency. And now, that power lives in you. When you walk into a room with coherence, you bring coherence. When you meet someone in pain with compassion instead of urgency, you shift the energy. When you live from alignment, without preaching, without pushing, you silently invite others to remember their own. You don't have to fix anyone. You don't have to convince anyone. You only have to become the vibration you wish to see in the world. Because the most powerful teachers don't teach. They transmit, and your frequency is your transmission. So ask yourself now, what am I broadcasting when I say nothing? What energy enters with me when I walk into a room? What vibration do I carry, not in moments of practice, but in everyday life? You see, the real spiritual work isn't always done on a cushion. It's done in conversations, in the way you respond to tension, in how you hold yourself in chaos, in how you bless the mundane. That's where your frequency becomes service. That's where your alignment becomes leadership. And that's where your life becomes a message, clearer than words could ever express. So what message will you carry? What music will play through your presence? Let your frequency say, it's safe to be whole. Joy is not a sin, it's sacred. I don't need to control, I trust. I remember who I am, and you can too. Because the more you radiate truth, the more you activate truth in others. Your light gives others permission to shine. Your courage makes others feel safe to feel. Your calm reminds others of what peace sounds like. This is the ripple effect of vibrational mastery. It moves through families, through relationships, through teams, through spaces, through cultures. And it doesn't take fame. It doesn't take a platform. It doesn't take a microphone. It takes presence. It takes coherence. It takes you showing up as your truest tone. Imagine a world where more people remember their frequency, where more of us breathe before reacting, listen before speaking, chose alignment before action. That world begins with you, right now, right here. And the truth is, you're already affecting it. So the next time you feel small, the next time you wonder if any of this work matters, remember this. You never know who you're tuning just by being tuned. You never know what life you're softening just by softening your own. You never know what miracle is unfolding because you dared to hold a steady tone. Let that be your quiet revolution. Let your life become the resonance of the sacred. In the final chapter, we will gather all that has been remembered, and together, we will seal this transmission with a final vibration, one that carries you forward as the living song you were always meant to be. Because you are not just changing your life, you are composing a reality that sings, and the whole world is listening. Chapter 11, Final Activation and Closing Words. You have come far, but you didn't travel miles. You traveled layers within, layer by layer, belief by belief, breath by breath. You have peeled back the static to find the song that was always playing inside you. And now, here you are, clearer, calmer, remembered. But this is not the end. It's the moment before the next note begins. So let us take this final moment together to anchor not just information, not just inspiration, but vibration. Close your eyes, place your hands on your heart, and breathe in deeply, slowly. Feel the energy you've cultivated, not the words, the frequency. Feel the tone of trust, the resonance of peace, the harmony of knowing who you are without doubt, without fear. Now say to yourself, in your mind or out loud, I am the vibration, I am the signal, I am the song the universe has waited to hear. Let these words settle into your cells, into your bones, into the field around you. Let them become your new truth. Because you're no longer someone trying to shift reality. You're someone who radiates reality into form. You don't wait for peace. You embody it. You don't hope for alignment. You become it. You don't seek the light. You remember that you are it. And from this day forward, you walk as a transmitter, a living echo of the sacred tone. Yes, life will still rise and fall. Yes, challenges will come. But now you know what to do. You know how to breathe, how to hum, how to realign, how to speak to the universe, not with noise, but with clarity. This is vibrational mastery, not perfection, but presence. And you are ready to live it. So step into your life, not as a seeker, but as a sovereign, as an artist, as a soul that remembers the frequency of home. Let your thoughts carry tone. Let your words carry light. Let your actions carry coherence. Let your very presence be a transmission that shifts the field wherever you go. Because you never know who is listening to the music you're sending out. A stranger on the street, a loved one on the edge, a child learning how to be. Your vibration touches more than you can see. So make it beautiful. Make it honest. Make it yours. And when you forget, because you will, remember, return is the ritual. You are always one breath away from alignment, one away from remembrance, one word away from resonance. So now, beloved soul, as we close this sacred journey, know this: you are the vibration, you are the healer, you are the light, you are the sacred manuscript you thought you had to find, and now the song is yours to write. The stage is yours to walk. The signal is yours to transmit. So go live it, and let the music of your life call in the miracles you no longer chase, but simply attract. You have not changed. You have become clear. If this transmission touched your soul, if it brought you back to yourself, if it reminded you of what you are made of, then let it ripple further. Share this video with someone who needs to remember too. Subscribe to this channel, because every day we release a new vibration, a new message to feed your soul. This is not the end. It's the next note. We'll be here daily, faithfully, walking this vibrational path with you. Until then, keep breathing, keep feeling, keep tuning, because the universe is always listening, and it sings back to the song you choose to live.